What's up, everybody? Bunchkin here, bringing you another episode of Lords Mobile. Guys, I wasn't able to record during the heat of this action, but a lot of stuff went down, so my goodness, where to start? First off, I think it's been a little while since I made a video, so I probably didn't get to mention the fact that we're at war with SKE again. We have been since about the time of KVK. They kept attacking us. The NAP meant nothing to them, so we went ahead and dropped it. And since things just seemed like they weren't going to change, we decided, why try to force it? So we just started fighting the SKE Alliance again anyway. But in any case, we were hitting a guild that I don't believe they're too small. Let's check. NIU. They're not that huge, but they're not that small. They have a tier 4 player. But we were hitting them, fighting them and stuff, and then FC jumped into the fight. They tried to free the heroes that we had of theirs, and after they were done with that, they took it farther and went ahead and hit us some more. So, jeez. In response to that, I went to their hive and I hit them some. And what ensued was a pretty interesting battle. I mean, let's look at... First off, I hit this. Killed 5k. Yeah, no big deal. But, I mean, it was a good time. You look at that right there. That's a lot of wounded. I suffered a few dead, Royal Guards, mostly just tier 1 losses. I went back to using a few tier 1 of my waves, and that one is actually because I made the mistake of using the wrong formation. I had infantry phalanx still on when I meant to have range phalanx, so I took the wrong losses. It should have been more archers. But in any case, I digress. So he took a few losses there. I went ahead and captured the leader. Killed 81,000. Let's see what those losses were. 81,000 dead. Yeah. So I took his leader. I hit the ZGR guy. Killed 18k, but I think a lot of that was tier 1, tier 2. So then you move on to the next one, and let's see right there. Here, I think that I had set the formation properly. 188,000 dead on his part, which is just beautiful. He shielded before I could finish him off, sadly. But I only took tier 1 deaths, which is pretty nice. He took a lot of tier 1 deaths, so 126,000. So the losses aren't all that impressive, but still pretty nice. He shielded. And then, what is this? Oh, then Zoro Dancer rallied me, but I hid my troops, and then he hit right after, I guess thinking that I would have been zeroed out or something, I don't know. But in any case, he took 38,000 losses, and yeah, all that was tier 3, but I got 57,000 wounded tier 4, which is beautiful. But in any case, then we go to this right here, and I gotta tell you, I don't know what was going on in his head. I hid my troops. I very clearly took them out to resource fields, and as soon as the rally hit, I recalled them all, and then I unsheltered. So I had all my troops back in my castle, and some of the reinforcements that were in me still survived. So I do not know what was going on in this guy's head. But he went after me. And this is the very guy that hit my people and was holding several of my leaders. And I told him, hey, just please release the leaders and I'll leave. That's it. And this was after he attacked me and I took his leader. I'm like, hey, I will release your leader. Just release mine. That's really all I'm asking. But I guess maybe he was upset that he lost 50,000 Tier 4 troops to his own stupid decisions. But that's really not my problem. But you know whose problem it is? SKE. And, I mean, this is nothing against SKE. I've said how I feel about SKE. I'm not too fond of them as a whole. Zoro 6, Yahuwah is back in the kingdom. So there is finally one person in SKE that I like again, but for the most part I still detest them. Still so much racism between that group, but in any case, nothing against them here. FC decided to be whiny little babies and go to SKE to beg for help. So SKE showed up and rallied me, and I won the rally, but I took some heavy losses because I made a fatal mistake. I was set to range phalanx, which, I mean, 1, that is a disadvantage, but 2, I asked mainly for infantry reinforcements, which means that my ranged were all up in the front, and because of that, that equated out to me taking most of the wounded. And so, yeah, they suffered a lot of Tier 3 losses. A few, not a lot, but a few Tier 4 losses from him specifically, so I'm glad for that. Because that little douche can suck and take all the losses that he wants. And also Zoro Power C. So yeah, they took some Tier 4 losses, but mainly Tier 3 losses. Let's see. As you can see right here, Yahuwah actually knows how to send proper layers so that he doesn't lose any Tier 4. So good on him for that, unlike other people. And yes, I say I like Yahuwah, and he comes and attacks me anyway, but that's part of the game. He's an enemy. I have nothing against him for attacking me. Yeah, we get to these. And then we get to me, and all I suffered was ranged wounded, and I took 126,000 dead stealth snipers. And that hurts. Dang, does that hurt. But I'm showing you this because I admit my mistakes. I admit them. As you can see, yeah, mostly guards. And I wasn't fully rained either. I only had 800,000 rains. And that kind of sucks too. But in any case, that all went down just a little bit ago, probably about an hour ago. There is an upside, and this is not FC. You see that and it says FC right there, but that is not FC. That is SKE all the way. They use like 2 or 3 people from FC to reign them, but Farewell DS is definitely a member of SKE. Let's see. Is he still there? Yeah, he's still there. I also was sporting a nice little clown title, too. But yeah, as you can see right there, he's got full, like, purple gear with 1 blue piece, but that's a champion piece. He's got a purple champion edge. Gold of her. He's strong. Look at that, 6.4 billion might destroyed. He definitely had an active altar. All that jazz. Plus he had an army attack boost, whereas I believe I still have it. Yep. I had a debuff for army attack and HP, so I was at a disadvantage, but I took that rally to the face. And I mean, I suffered heavy losses, and that sucks, but I won that dang rally, and I am proud of that. I will definitely learn from my mistakes. Obviously, I am not going to soak rallies like that again without preparing a little bit better about it, but I'm also probably going to improve my infirmary sizes because clearly that's not going to cut it if I'm going to be fighting people like this. But dang, I was shocked that I won. I thought for certain that I would lose, but man, I really held it out pretty well. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Not to mention the fact that they had significantly more tier 4 compared to me. So that was all good. So FC is busy attacking us still. This is the guy. So if you watch this video, mail him and tell him not to solo people that definitely have more than 1 million troops in their castle. Because that's kind of silly. Like, come on, man. What are you thinking? What were you thinking? Don't worry. I treated him well when he was in my prison. I promise. I mean, I don't actually promise. I'm just kidding. But really, though. Actually, I want to check one more thing. Attack turf. See what he sent. Yeah, dang. Look. All gold heroes. Whew. I believe that these all have attack buffs, too. I'm pretty sure. At least to some extent. Actually, let me check something, though. There you go. Only for ranged attack. But still. Guys, that's what I wanted to show you. We do still plan on migrating. Honestly, the sooner the better. We're not going to be able to keep this up. We have, like, no support. Actually, when we started fighting FC today, we were just shy of 3.6 billion might. So they've dropped us a lot. I mean, we dropped them a lot, but they dropped us quite a bit. SKE joining in dropped us even more. We just cannot keep that up. So we want to get out of here as quickly as possible, but the fact that this is happening is probably going to make us take even longer. But that's an update for you guys. I thought maybe you'd enjoy it. Wish I could have recorded it as it was happening, but oh yeah, I guess I could take these guys out of the shelter. I put my tier 1 in the shelter so that they wouldn't fill up my infirmary. Obviously, that was a good idea, because then I would have had even more dead tier 3. But in any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one. I wanted to say something clever. Bonty the Clown says, bye-bye, guys.